Hey everyone, and welcome to part 62. Not played in a few days, but if memory serves, we've got a Dino tournament to win. And I entered it on the previous day, the 30th day, and it's the first day. And since the tournament was entered yesterday, since we entered for the tournament yesterday, but are entering it today, I believe that we need to enter it before midday, if that is the time that it is. It might be called noon, but basically it's halfway through the day. I call it midday because that's basically what it is as far as I'm concerned. Because the last time we entered the tournament on the 30th day, we tried to enter it on the first day, then it reached midday, and then it told us that we'd missed the tournament. And seeing as it's the same this time, I don't want to risk it. You know, it didn't matter the last time because I was able to reset and enter it, but it was still a bit annoying. Just to play on the safe side, I'll make sure I enter an hour before midday. My steps maximum. Trying to familiarise myself with everything. I have the worst memory in the world. The moment I take a few days off, I'm just completely new to everything. How many medals do I have? Yeah, I'm missing 1, 4, 5, 6, 8. Okay. Missing 8. 1 will be for maximising the prosperity points. 1 will be for getting every technique. 1 for every Digimon. Every version tournament. Every special tournament. Every type tournament. One for surviving, I think, 10 years. Leaves 1 more. I've mentioned the one for prosperity points, haven't I? 100 championship wins. Okay. I believe that's every medal. That's just off the top of my head. So I'm thinking about my tamer level. I don't think you get a medal for maximising your tamer level, if I remember rightly. I am against Chrome. Well, the red monochrome. I just noticed there's a proper monochrome one in this tournament. I'm against the red one. Yeah, I go by these nicknames because I'm not very good at pronouncing names. My pronunciation's a bit iffy, and rather than get the names hopelessly wrong, I'd rather just call them by something that I know I'll remember. Monochromon, well, red Monochromon is a fire Digimon, so it made sense to use a machine move rather than fire move, and Snow would be an ice. Made more sense to use a fire move than a machine move. And I'll be using machine here again, for the same reasons as when I was against the red Monochromon. I prefer Meltdown when they're flattened though. No cheat and death that time. I say cheat and death. He got very lucky with that one attack that stopped my first power crane. Grey Claws, wait, did you have to Greymon? Kinda useless because I've already had Greymon. I was saying about the Tamer level, because apparently there's a glitch where when you get 100 prosperity points, if your Tamer level is 10, then you don't actually get the medal for recruiting every Digimon, but then if your Tamer level goes down to 9, and then you talk to Digimon again, apparently you then get the medal, which is a bit strange. So I'm just possibly a bit hesitant about maximising my Tamer level just because of that. Although, the higher your Tamer level is, the higher your stats are. Okay, yeah, take a shit on the hospital equipment, why don't you? Apparently the higher your stats are, no, the greater your Tamer level, the higher your stats are when you start with a new Digimon. And with the challenge that I'm doing, that's going to be very handy. So I kind of want a good Tamer level, but then I don't want the maximum. So having a Tamer level of 9 would probably be the most sensible thing to do. But that's if I can keep it there. I'm not sure I've given another Seabass. I've got 2 more hours of being alive. Worst case scenario, I just have to give him a Seabass without him being hungry. Worked out. But I don't necessarily have too much leeway with my tamer level, because there may be times where it may go down with all the care mistakes I'm intentionally having, and there's going to be times where I'm going to be forced to enter a tournament below my level, so there's risk of me losing my tamer level. But then I seem to sometimes get a boost in my tamer level when I win certain tournaments, and I think there's other things as well that I'm going to go through that will boost my tamer level. So I may not have too much leeway over it going up, may not have too much leeway over it going down. And it might be hard to intentionally get it to boost or decrease. So now the tournaments should be back to normal. I should be able to enter them on midday or after. Should I sell the Grey Claws? No, I'll put them in the item bank. I know I've already had Greymon, but I've already had Vadermon, and I kept hold of that item, so I don't think there's a limit as to how much stuff you can store in there. I believe the version 1 tournament is tomorrow? Moment of truth to see if I can enter it. I haven't tried, I've just gone by the resource. I trust the resource. You might be able to hear me drinking tea. Apologies if you can't hear me. I'm addicted. I'm probably addicted to tea. I have way more than I should. Quite literally, I have like 15 teas a day or something. They say too much of anything can be bad. Well, let's hope that doesn't turn out to be the case with this. So, who's my lucky opponent? Tentamon, how lovely. Well, this won't take much. A few meltdowns at the very most. Possibly 2. Well, the delete program kind of ruined that. That would have been 2 meltdowns, but I did delete program first, then a meltdown missed. Then there was a successful meltdown, then I tried power crane, which missed. Then it was successful. But 2 meltdowns would have done that if there was no delete program. And now I entertain Tentamon's uncle. And once again, meltdown. Probably 4 at the most. Well, 4 successful. I can. That's nice. And that's the final version cup, isn't it? So I should get a medal after that tournament. As well as, is it a white fang? I think the item makes it digivolve to Tyrannomon. No, I was saying about too much stuff. Obviously I said about I probably have way too much tea. Well, I mean, tea's apparently good for you. Apparently it, like... Well, I don't really know the specifics, but apparently it is good for you. Apparently it reduces your chances of getting cancer or something. So the only things like you have possibly have too much of would be tea and vitamins. I go really over the top with vitamins because I buy from a company called HealthSpan, which is a really cheap company when it comes to vitamins. They offer vitamins at really impressive prices. and basically the vitamins I get from there, I get omega-3 fish oil, vitamin C, multivitamin, and zinc, and it's large amounts as well, and they're all separate. The omega-3 fish oil is separate, the vitamin C is separate, the zinc is separate, the multivitamin is separate. It's all separate. I have. And each of them, it's like really high, it's like above the recommended daily allowance, and if I keep going like that, I'm probably going to be the healthiest person in the world. Just gotta hope there's no such thing as too many vitamins or too much tea. If the more is the better, then I'm a very healthy person. But I used to be bad though. I used to have a terrible sleeping routine. I used to eat very little and at bad times, and the stuff I would eat wouldn't be especially healthy. I wasn't taking my inhalers, which I take because I've got asthma, I'm asthmatic. I wasn't taking my inhalers and I had no vitamins, and obviously I was very unwell when I was getting ill. I was very unhealthy and I was getting ill like all the time. But now I'm in a good sleeping routine. I eat well and at good times, and it's reasonably healthy stuff. Take my inhalers, take a load of vitamins, and exercise a lot. All to a better life. Not to mention that I've never smoked, never done drugs, and drink alcohol very rarely. So I'll do what I normally do. I'll get the sirloins from Vegemon, then I'll save, and then I'll end the part there. And in the next part you'll see me in the version 1 tournament. So it's day 3, I think the air tournament's day 7. Chemistate Gorge is about 60% there. So I got 4 days to do the rest. And my tamer level is 5. So thank you everyone for watching, and hope you enjoyed.